Hi, my name is David Mohr. I live in Gads Hill, and right in the middle of Perth County. And thank God I am, because within 50 miles of me, I can phone free. My phone list is anywhere between 4,500 and 6,000 people, and I think I've gone through pretty near half of them now. We get up in the morning at 9. My wife gets me breakfast and stuff like that there. I'm on the phone from, say, quarter after 9 to pretty near 9:30 at night, every night. We take about half an hour off for lunch. I'm doing this for my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren. They're 8 and 5. They don't know any different, but I do. I do. I'm a war child. I'm 72 years old, so you just figure the math out. And when I was growing up, I heard my uncle was in the war. He crawled across France on his hands and knees. He figured if he stood up, he was going to be dead. He was what do you call it, bomb shell. He was bomb shocked. And anytime somebody would toot a horn or slam a car, the guy would just go into tears and pretty much fall on the ground. So I knew the war was not pleasant, and I read a lot of stories. We were growing up, we heard a lot of war stories. So that instilled in me this fear that we can never go back there. We can never allow this to happen again. And all of a sudden, 18 months ago, somebody declared a bug that was going to kill the world. Well, in 2 weeks, if you had your eyes open, you didn't realize your neighbors weren't falling on the ground dead, and the streets weren't running with blood. So you start looking at it and you say, there's no disease here. What's going on here? So then you start hearing the politicians talking, and the way they were talking was, we were going to, all be dead by the end of the month. And so that's when I started doing investigating. And I started phoning my member of parliament and my MP in Ottawa. Did you ever try calling them? I started calling them April the 1st. I called them right through to almost May the 1st. I made 15 emails to each one of them. I never got one reply. Not one phone call reply. The guy lives 25 miles from me. He knew me. I helped him campaign. Never again. Never again. I tore out my PC card. I've been a member for 52 years. I got most of my cards. I tore that sucker out. And I said, never again. You have lied to us and cheated us, and now you want us to vote for this passport. This passport they're coming out with, this vaccine passport, is going to be the end of humanity. There's more doctors and lawyers are fighting this. If you don't understand it, everybody thinks, oh, it's just a passport like your passport, right? It is, but you're going to need it stamped. And every 6 months, Trudeau just announced yesterday, he says there's 2 or 3 more vaccines in the row. So you've got 2. Now, 6 months from now, they're going to order you another one. But this passport is your record. So every time you get a vaccine, you're going to have to flip the page over and you're going to have to stamp it. Think about that. Who was doing that in 1933? Hitler. Hitler issued all the German people, except for the Jews, he issued them a passport. And every time you went someplace, you had to get the grocery guy to sign your book so that you could go from your house to pick up groceries. If you wanted to get gasoline, you had to get the guy to sign where you were going. If you were caught on the street without that passport on your body, you were ripped off to jail and ended up in a concentration camp. So this is very, very important. What they're trying to do right now, they're trying to repeat 1933. So we know how that worked out. They killed, what, 10 million people in gas chambers? And probably another 10 million of starvation. The Poles never got a passport. So when they started going to grocery stores or picking up gas, they wouldn't allow them. They wouldn't allow them in. Only the person with a passport was allowed in. So people were dying on the streets of starvation. So that's what we got to look for. Everybody thinks this is just a flowery election. If we don't win this election this year, this time around, there won't be another election. Because dictators don't allow elections. What do? They dictate. So we've got to stand up here and fight. This is the fight of our life. And if you don't trust me, just think a year from now, when you have to go to the store and buy food, and you don't have your passport with you. You'll see then. You'll remember me telling you. Okay? So we are winning.